Hello everyone, it's Birdie here, the Recycled Hippie Chick. How are my little YouTube friends doing? Oh, I gotta show you something. I got a postcard from Alex the other day. I wanted to show my cute little postcard. Cute little note here on the back. And she was wondering, she said, please share more about your toilet saga. How did it turn out? Alex, I can't tell you how many times I've giggled at that. Well, this is sparking me a new Happy Mail journal because my other one is completely packed. So I took it out and put it on the shelf. And I'm going to start a new journal with that postcard. And that led me to remember this cute little... I gotta keep standing up so I can see if I'm in view. I wish they made a way that you could video yourself and look down here in a screen to see if you're in frame. They probably do. I just don't know about it. Christina at Christina's Shack sent me this a while back, and it had another little cute little bookmark in it, but I'm using it in my Bible. And she made this cute little folder with all the images in it that she knows I love. Made with love for you, Christina's Shack. And so I thought that was adorable. It's very cardboardy. It's almost like cereal box feel. So I copycatted one and made my own. What does that say? Life is good. Life is good. And so I made me one. Thank you for your friendship and crafty inspiration. God's blessings to you and your family. Love, Birdie. I made this to send to someone else like she did to me. So it's got these cute images on it. And I made my own version of what Christina did on the back. Made with love for you by Birdie the Recycled Hippie Chick. So I want to make another one with you guys. And I would say pop over to Christina's Shack and watch her make one for inspiration. But Christina's Shack's videos are MIA, missing in action. I don't know where they're at. They're not there. I'm going to sit that over here so I can kind of look at it. I found this piece that somebody sent me. I don't know who, but somebody sent me this in my Happy Mail. Fawn, was it you? Somebody did. I don't know. But I'm going to cut this in half, and we're going to use this for our base. Oh, let me put my mess up here. I was following along with a gal. I'm working in my composition notebook in inspiration from Janet Nash. I put WWJND at the bottom. What would Janet Nash do? And I have just a few pages. I'm not finished. I'm just getting backgrounds done right now. And just as I see cute things in the magazine, I'm sticking them in. But I've got a few pages that I don't have any backgrounds on. So I was watching a lady on YouTube doing backgrounds and smearing paint, so I decided to follow along with her. I'm going to glue this down and it'll be a pocket. I still have this background to do. This one here is another pocket that I have. Empty page, empty page. So I've got to get backgrounds on those. Some of these, you know, I have put. Let me do some complaining here. I bought a whole set of these, what are they called? Pearlized by Master's Touch at Hobby Lobby. And I'm not crazy about them. This is very thick so that you can even see the color. And when you put it on that thick, these two pages actually stuck together because this was the purple and this was the pink. So I had to go over this one and put a napkin over the top to keep it from being so sticky. I don't like that. I actually bought that whole set just to get the gold. I was hoping to get a gold like Kylie Coos. She has a tube of it, and you can really see it when she puts it on. This, you can't. It's translucent. Let me find that page that I have it on. It's actually on right here. Now you can see it because the light is shining on it in just that way, but it's not real thick and covering. So anyway, I'm not happy with it. I did this one the other day, copycatting off of somebody on a YouTube video I was watching. And I still have a background to do there. This is all of that paint, that translucent paint today. And it's going to be sticky. That's why I really put paper over the top of it. You can just see it around the outside. I would love to see all this color, but I'm afraid it's going to stick. So we'll see what happens tonight when it's shut. I still have several pages that I need to come up with backgrounds in. Here's some that have some backgrounds. So I've been working in that. Let me get that out of the way so we can make room. I am itching to get out in my art room. I had to go out there and find my brayer. And oh my gosh, just looking at everything, it was like I was seeing things for the first time, thinking, oh, I want to come out here and play. But it is so cold, and we are trying, now I think I can sit down and do this. We are trying to stretch our propane on through the winter. So I'm not going to use my propane heater out there. If we can stretch it through the winter and not have to use it anymore this year, then we'll be able to fill it up in the spring at much cheaper price. So that's what I'm trying to do, is hold off and not need any for the rest of the winter. Okay, so I'm just measuring to see where the middle is, so that I can kind of cut this in two or bend it. I don't think I can bend it. Oh, it's under 12, so it's going to have to be under 6. My math, I did not excel in math. Did not excel in math. Okay, we'll see how that does. All right, we'll give it a whirl and see what happens. It doesn't have to be perfect. I just don't think I can bend it. I would rather cut it and then hinge it on the back with, or the front, or both, with another piece of paper. I don't know how Christina did hers. I'm just copycatting. That's where, when you try to copycat off of somebody, it really does become your own, because you don't know exactly how they did it. Okay, Alex, let me tell you about my toilet saga. I don't know where I left off with you guys. I'm just going to tell you all over again. I don't know where I left off. We got 2 brand new toilets. I remember telling you about the button on the top. They were wonderful. They got put in. I moved the old toilets right outside the sliding door. Terry and I, put them on the patio. It was so melty from that last snow that we got. I kind of want this to be the front, so I think I'm going to move them like this. See, I was totally off on my guesstimation, but that's okay. We will make a nice large hinge on this one. So we put the toilets out on the back porch because we had a snow. We had what? How many inches? Several inches. You guys, I'm getting the hiccups. I might have to stop this and start back up later. I like that little fox. I think I'm going to use this little fox on here. So, the toilets sat out there for a good week and a half because we couldn't get to the back to pick up the toilets and put them in the truck and haul them to the dump trailer because it was too muddy. I got this brilliant idea that I would use my garden tractor that I just run around here in the yard in and work, and that I would pull around here in the garden tractor because I didn't think I would get stuck in it, and pick them up in my little trailer, my garden tractor trailer. Well, my battery was dead, and husband has been working so hard getting this little truck that he's got that he's going to use for his retirement vehicle. Because, see, he drives a company truck. So when he retires, well, he's in trouble. He doesn't have a vehicle to drive around in. So he's got a little 1982 Chevy pickup out there that he's been putting a new engine in. He's been overhauling a new engine, putting an LS engine in it, and just really doing it well so that he has a vehicle to drive after he retires. And I didn't want to bother him. He was having issues with the computer on it, and it was frustrating him, and I just didn't want to have to say, come jump my lawn tractor. So I just left everything be. I'm going to go get some material. I'll be right back. Okay, so Sunday rolled around, and it was high of like 24, and so the ground stayed frozen all day. And so I told Terry, I'm going to pull my truck around. Will you come help me lift the toilets in? And so we got them moved finally off of the porch. We no longer look like, you know, the Beverly Hillbillies. And they're in the dump trailer ready to go to the dump. So that was Sunday. Okay, so before Sunday we had problems. Last week, got up and got Terry off to work and went in to my closet, which is I better draw you a map so you guys know. So my closet looks like this. So here's our bathroom, right? It's hooked into our bedroom, so we have this big walk-in door. There's a closet on my side. Here's a door. And there's a closet on Terry's side. There's a door. And when you walk in, tub is right here, my sink, Terry's sink, right? And the toilet is right here. This is my closet. So I walk in and I'm getting dressed, yada yada, and I notice my leather boots are laying on the floor in my closet. And they are soaking wet. And I thought, oh my gosh, the dog hiked his leg on my boots. I was furious. I was 7 o'clock in the morning yelling at the dog saying, I cannot believe you did this. You've never gone potty in the house. And on my leather boots, you know, I'm having a fit. So I pick them up and I take them in and throw them in the trash because I'm thinking they're full of urine, right? Then I start noticing there's water everywhere, and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, you must have something wrong with you. You have urinated a lot. Then I notice it's all, my whole closet, my wall here is, the drywall is stained clear up. The water is running everywhere in here on the floor of my closet. Thank God it's hardwood. And I'm like, wait a minute, that's not dog. I walk around and the little pipe that goes to our new toilet was leaking. And so I called Terry and I said, oh my gosh, what do I do? He said, shut the valve off. So I shut the valve off and it kept leaking. So I went outside and got the stick that you go out to the road and turn it off at the road, turn it off at the meter. So I got the stick and I went out there. Well, first of all, what I did was I dried it all up, dug my boots out of the trash because I know now it's water. I get all that cleaned up. I throw a load in the laundry and I do my dishes from last night's supper because I need the water. And then I wrapped a towel around the water line because I knew I could keep it from leaking anymore, you know, just for an hour or two. And I got all those chores done. And then I went out with my stick and shut the water off at the meter until Terry could get home. He stopped by the hardware store on his way home and got what he needed to fix it. And now we're back in business again. Wonderful, wonderful toilets. So, yay. Here I am, 61, and I am enjoying my first toilet. My first brand new toilet. How is this going to do? Just fine. I don't have these on very straight, so I'm wondering if I should take it off. Because, not that I care if it's straight, but with these lines in the material, I'm wondering if that will affect its hinging ability. Does that make sense? The grain of the material I can see from the back. I still don't have it right, but I don't care. I can't do it much more. So there you go, Alex. Toilet saga. Toilets are gone off the back porch. Toilet is not leaking in the bathroom. Happy life. There we go. Now, that way, when we hinge it, we can scoot it over and you won't notice that it's not, that I didn't cut them out real good. Okay, there's that. I'm going to see if I can't trim those off a smidge. I'm thinking about doing a series. I have been watching videos today, and I think, you know what? If there's new people out there that are just starting with the junk journaling, they may get discouraged because the stuff I was watching was every single thing. They had a tool for what they were doing. They had a catalyst scraping tool. They had those paint brushes that have the rubber pallets in the end that you scrape your paint on with. They had misting water bottles. All of these things that you would buy off of the internet to do your junk journaling with. And I thought, after seeing all these tools that everybody is using, a new person may get discouraged and said, well, that's a lot of stuff I have to buy to make my junk look fancy. And I thought, you know what? Everybody seems, this year, to me, the theme of this year appears to be getting back to the basics. We have a lot of people doing mark making videos. We have a lot of people going back to the beginning, showing how to do stuff. And I thought, I think I might want to do a series on, if you're just getting started into art journaling, you know, let me show you the frugal way to do it. I'm thinking about doing that. What do you guys think? Because I don't want anybody to get discouraged that you truly can do this with absolutely nothing. As I'm watching these videos with their catalyst tools and all that. Now listen, I'm not putting anybody down. If you have the money and like to shop and you go online and you buy all that stuff and you enjoy it, yay. Yay for you. I am excited. But then there's people like me who don't. Number one, you can't afford it. And number two, you just don't see the need, because I constantly, look, what can I use instead of a catalyst tool? This does me every bit as good as the catalyst tool. Now, she was holding it going, I feel like I have more control with the catalyst tool than anything else. Well, guess what? If I don't ever hold a catalyst tool, then I don't know if I have more control. And her scrapey paint background looked exactly scrapey and painted as mine would if I used a debit card or a gift card or whatever. I have no desire to buy that stuff and have it. I really don't. It's almost fun for me to think, what could I use since I don't have that? You know? So I'm thinking I may want to do a series of that stuff. And I don't know what I'll call it. I don't know what I would call it. But I think I'm going to. Well, it's going to be kind of hard to cut over that. There we go. Okay, now we have our little book started. Definitely a different size than Christina's, but that's okay, because, you know, who wants to measure, right? Life's too short to measure. Do your own thing. You don't have to literally copycat, right? I want a couple. I want to put this little fox on here, but I want to put a couple of little things like she has under and around him. So I am going to push pause and get a few things together, and I'll be right back. Okay, since I'm in the house, you know, I have to use what I have. So I have a drawer back here full of images that have to be used. I found this little bird that Fawn sent me, and I decided the fox is out and the bird is in. And I found this mushroom, and I thought, how cute would the bird be sitting right here on this little flat part of this mushroom? So we are going to have a bird on a mushroom. And then I found these were on the end of this I think was on the cover of a scrapbook tablet showing what the pages were inside of it. So I'm going to cut a couple of those little images out and put them on the top of some music paper or book page or something. I would like to have music paper if I have some in here. If I don't, then it wasn't meant to be. And because, you know, it's already kind of newsprint. It's already newsprint background. I don't really want to put more book page on with that. But I guess if the book page was white, you'd be able to see it. I just thought it would blend in too much with what's already there. So, plans change in a minute, don't they? Let's get this little guy. Won't he look cute on there? So let's get this little guy glued on. And then we'll see what we can do with our little, I don't know what they are, our little images. Put this little guy right here. And this little red bird. Oh, it's got a little, oh, okay, so it's got like a little sticker on it, which is going to kind of, I probably should have peeled it off, but I'm not going to. It'll make a cute little 3D effect, but it keeps you from gluing the rest of the bird down because, you know, because it doesn't touch. I think I could probably glue the tail down, but I'm not going to. Okay, let me see if I can find some music sheets here in my box. Okay, I did have music sheet, but it was the same color as that. So what I'm going to do, I found this piece of tissue paper with a stamp on it. And I'm going to tear it. And we'll put it underneath our little square. See how that looks. We may spread a little bit of that gold over the top of it that we have in that tube that I'm not crazy about. Okay, let's see here. Let's put a little chunk of that up here. And a little chunk of it down here. Oh, hush. My hearing aid keeps saying that the battery is low. Okay, let's see what we can do here. Put a little dribble. Oh dear, my brush, I'm glad I caught that. My brush was drying very stiff. I'm gonna have to take that into the kitchen and wash it out with some Murphy's soap. I like to use Murphy's Woods hardwood floor soap, or whatever it's called. I don't know. You know what? This is going to be too see-through, I bet, and we're not going to be able to see it. But that's okay. We learn as we go, don't we? Now, let's see here what we got. Let's cut one of these out. Let's see here. Let's do this blue one right here. It doesn't have to mean anything. It's just a shape I'm putting on there. Why? Because I've got it. And who knows, maybe I'll find a little word or a sentiment that'll go on there. And let's do this. No, I don't want to do the pink one. Where's my scissors? Let's do this one here. At the bottom. There we go. We'll put these back in our drawer for another time. Let's put us some, I can't call it matte gel medium because it's liquidy, so I'm not sure what it is. Matte medium. It's just called matte medium. There we go. Now, stick this one on there. The one up above here is not staying down. So I'm going to put some tacky glue under that to push that down. It's curling and pulling my matte medium up. Don't know what the problem is. Okay. I gotta just hold that down. Oh, this one's gonna pop up too. Okay. I'm going to let these get tacked and then I'll be right back. Okay, I think I've got it to where it'll stay down. Then I'll sit something on it tonight when I get done. Okay, now let's move on to the inside. And I found this piece of paper, tore it off my backdrop over here to the right where I'd been smooshing off paper. I'm going to put it on with glue stick. Oh, there's a mushroom. I'm going to put it on with glue stick with maybe some tacky glue around the edges. We're supposed to get snow tonight again. So, yay. I went out and made sure Helen was okay. I think she was in the other house tonight. So I think maybe her and Walnut are shacking up to keep each other warm through the night. I did not climb. I climbed up there, stuck my hand in her house to feel for her. Because sometimes she's so dead asleep when I go out and go, Helen, she doesn't even wake up. So I just stick my hand in there, rub her, and then be on my way. She's a dead sleeper. And I went up there and she wasn't in there. So I kind of freaked out because, you know, I didn't want her to be out and about somewhere on a very cold night, which, you know, she is wild. I need to let her be wild. And while I was coming down the ladder, I heard a ruckus in the other box, which is about 2 feet from hers. But I don't go over there and stick my hand in there because Walnut's in there usually. And it makes him run out, and then he doesn't go back in for the night. So I've learned to leave that box alone. And when I was coming back down the ladder, I heard a ruckus over there. And there come Helen out of that box. And she was sitting on top of it. And I talked to her for a minute and then told her I wasn't going to come up there because in case Walnut was in there, I didn't want to disturb him. So she went back in her little house. And I have filled their houses with 4-inch squares of old fleece blankets. And I have taken a piece of that fleece and I tape it with metal tape over their entryway hole. Because, you know, when that Kansas wind's blowing, it blows right in there. So I have a flap. It looks like a doggy door over the front of their boxes. And she lifted the box and went in, and the blanket went in with her and kind of stuck up, and I could see her turn around and wiggle with her little mouth and push the blanket back down so it covered the hole. I'm like, oh, she is so smart. Normally, when they have leaves in there, they blockade the door with leaves, but she just made sure her little door flap was down where it needed to be. Oh, it just amazes me how smart they are. So I came on back down and went back in the house and left her alone. I'm going to put this little fox over here and make a little pocket. I want to see if I can rip it. Kind of bothers me that the fox is crooked, but I just need to get over it, right? Just got to get over it. Okay. Let's see here. She just put a piece of material and it looks cute. I feel like it needs a border or something up there. But it's okay if I don't. Just put it on there. It's so skinny. I don't have a lot of room even to put my little... Oh man, that looks cute, doesn't it? I'm going to cover that up. Maybe I should put it on this side. That sure is cute with that flower there. I'm going to put it over on this other side. I'm going to have to find something now because I had planned on covering that empty space that had been cut into. I had been planning on covering that up with this pocket, but if I'm going to move the pocket, I need to find a little image or something to go. Over that. There we go. Okay. Now, see how this is real dark and antique-y, and then you open it up and it's bright white? I don't like that. What do you think? You think I ought to... Well, maybe it's not meant for me to do that because I'm not seeing my brown little finger dauber. Why do I have two black ones and my brown one is missing? I thought about just going over that with a little bit of brown. Okay, the brown is completely gone, so it must not be meant to be. Wherever the brown is setting, the dauber thing must be with it because it's not in my drawer. So, it's here on my table probably, right out in plain sight, and I don't see it. I'm taking that as a sign as I don't need to go over that with anything right now. Now, I wanted to use... Oh, okay. Let's just... put this little Be Happy. Ooh, I don't want to use my cloth scissors, do I? Let's put this little Be Happy word down there in that little opening. Okay. Let's see, how do we want to do this? Trying to figure out where it is so I don't have to put glue clear down. I want to cut it off because I was going to fold it up, but the front is over there and I don't want to fold it up over the front. We'll have to cut it off. am I doing? Cutting my cloth. Okay. There's that. There's that. What else do I have? I wanted to put this in the pocket. Obviously, it's too wide. So, this is even too wide. This skinny little thing. Huh. Let me see if I can come up with something really skinny. Okay, let's use this and find a piece of paper. Some of these in this little paper packet thing are lines. Oh, I don't want to do that. I don't want to mess with the box. Okay, I don't mind messing this one up. Let's cut this one out. And use that lined paper, that lined part. Okay, first of all, let's cut this down to where we need it. Because I don't have a writing spot on here yet. You know, it was really kind of, I told God thank you. Oh, that's totally not even, that's just a bust right there. I don't like that. Hold on. I told God, well, that's kind of cool, isn't it? But it won't be easy to write on. Thank you for letting me have a leaky bathroom, because while I was cleaning it all out, I ran across this file. You know those plastic storage boxes that you put your files in? I ran across one of those with some family photos in it. So that was kind of fun to see those and go through them. And I would not have ever gone in there and looked to see what was in that box had it not been an emergency. I don't know why. When things are out of sight, they're out of mind for me, and I don't even look. So that forced me to look in that box. Wow. I think I'm going to leave it like that. I feel like it's still in the wet glue, but I'm going to leave it like that. Let's see here. Of course, I don't need it that tall, because let's just glue it on and cut it off. I was going to maybe wrap it. Let's just get her done. Let's just get her done. No, I don't want to wrap it because I'm not going to write on both sides. I want like a picture on one side. Let's just see what happens. Can't really tell. Okay, I think this is okay. There. I didn't want that gold frame stuck on there. Okay, we'll do that. And then we'll try to rip this off. And where we need to cut it off. Got a cute little butterfly on there. I'm going to leave that down there at the bottom. I'm just going to cut this around. I'm thinking about getting another phone. My phone is just getting so slow, and the pictures are terrible on it. My daughter's trying to talk me into trying an iPhone again. She's wanting to try an iPhone again. We just don't do well with iPhones. She or I, either one, have the brain to understand how an iPhone works. But they're trying to talk her in at work into getting an iPhone because they all have iPhones, the other teachers there. And see, I like that little butterfly, so I may cut it off at the bottom. I'm going to lose the butterfly if I whack it off at the top. Her teachers at her little Christian school that her and her friend have a little Christian school, country school out here. And she has 2 or 3 other teachers that work with her, and they're trying to talk her in to getting iPhones because they have one, and that way they can kind of, you know, sync together somehow, I guess. I don't know. So she's kind of being pressured to try it again. I don't think I want to because I can push pause when I need to get up. That's all I can do. I don't know how to do anything else on this darn thing with editing. But I do know how to push pause and get up and go get something and then come back. There, that's a good length. And I understand the iPhone, you can't push pause when you're videotaping. So, I think I'm going to be stuck with getting another Samsung. I'm not complaining. I was going to put this birdie on there, but I don't need to because it has a butterfly. So I think I'll turn it over and put a birdie over here. Okay, so you won't really see that butterfly unless you flick it over to see what I've written. Isn't that crazy? And I'm going to write over the top of it. So let's put something on here. Anyway, I don't think I'm going to get an iPhone because I'm completely happy with the Samsung. The only thing I'm not happy with is that it doesn't do wonderful pictures. And I want wonderful pictures. So, I think I'm going to put some of this on the back. Oh, that would make it beautiful, larger. But listen, I can't just keep everything, right? I've got to use this stuff. I can't look at a napkin and go, oh, that would make a pretty cover or whatever. No, I'll never get around to it. I've got so many other covers I need to put together now that I just need to use my napkins and enjoy them. I can't just hoard them, right? Oh dear, that's a beautiful little ghost print on there. Somebody was using these for something the other day. I watched a video and they were using these ghost prints. And I don't remember what it was. So I need to go back in my history and see if I can figure out what I was watching. Now that I have a ghost print, I can use it. See that? Isn't that pretty? I'll have to see what that was that they were doing. Okay, now I'm going to put this on here and then I'm just going to let it sit and dry until tomorrow. Where's my towel? And then I'll rip it off because I don't want to try to rip that off. So that'll probably be the end of our video here. And I'm going to stick on, I went down, okay, listen, let me tell you a quick story. I went down to Spice Merchant. We have a place in town called the Spice Merchant. It's got all these teas and coffees, and it's just a fun place. And my daughter and I went the other day. I wanted to pick up some teas and coffees for a couple of friends. And I was going to take you guys along with me. You know, I was going to videotape my little excursion inside. And I don't know if maybe it's illegal to video inside some stores. I don't know, but the workers in there were just looking at me like I was a weirdo. Now, you people that walk around and, you know, take us places with you and show them at the end of your videos, do the people in the places look at you weird like they did me? And you just ignore them? Or I kept shutting it off, and I kept trying to walk through quickly, and it was full of people, and it was hard for me to jiggle and the phone and walk around and tell you all about it all at the same time. Oh my gosh, I thought I was going to have a panic attack. I'm sure on the video I sound like I'm calm, cool, and collected. I think I'm going to put it together and let you see it. But I was kind of freaking out inside. So just letting you know, this is a total bust on the little excursion. We'll just see what it looks like. I have not spliced it all together yet. My daughter and I went, oh, I think husband might be home. We went down to check my geese too, and I have a weird voice on it too. So I'm just warning you. Oh, Tara. Okay, I'm sorry. Husband came in and scared me, and I got off abruptly, so I thought I'd go ahead and come back on, show you our finished product. I went ahead and went in the sewing room for something, and there was the brown ink on the sewing table, of course. Why I had it in there, I don't know. So I went ahead and grunged it up a little bit. My napkin is dried, and I added the little birdie and put happiest on it. And it has a little journaling spot on the back, and our painty paper with the practice flower on it. So there you have it. There is our cute little, I don't know what you call it, a Christina folder, because Christina gave me the idea for it. There's hers. So I'm not going to add on the goofy trip to the Spice Merchant and my baby talk to my geese. I'll add that on the next one because this one has just gotten very long. Okay?